Hey guys, welcome to the Race Marshals back once again, and we are just fresh from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and now we are heading back to the island circuit in Canada. So before we talk about Canada and who is going to be favorite, who is taking the lead into Canada, we talk about Baku में क्या हुआ, and Baku में अगर सब लोग देखेंगे, you all must have seen, the others, the fans, even the race marshals, that a lot of things happened in Baku. The front runners did not finish the race. There were some people who got points for in a very rare occasion. So a lot of things happening in Baku. And once again, we have Sachin and Ruben over here, the forever race marshals, who are making time for you. And we'll be discussing a lot of Formula One. So guys, stay tuned till the end. So we start with Ruben. Your first reaction with Baku. What was the race? Who do you think were the actual winners and losers?
It was a completely very different race than what we saw in qualifying and throughout the entire race weekend also. I think we saw it, even during the practice sessions, we saw it swinging between Red Bull and Ferrari. But I think somehow during qualifying, Ferrari managed to get it and they got the right pace in the car and all. But so I think the biggest losers will be Ferrari because it was lost by them completely. And for me, I think the biggest winners would be I think some of the teams who have managed to, like you mentioned, some of the teams who managed to score points for the very first few times. Like I think Aston Martin. They
Vettel,
did with Vettel. Yeah, he did a very good job. In fact, with coming sixth. I think he had a spin also in the race in the middle.
Still he got.
Yeah. And in spite of having a spin of that, he managed to finish top six. I think Baku was a very lucky track for Vettel also because even I think last year he got his his sole podium because the Hungary podium was stripped off for him. But it was a very good race for Vettel and so good race all in all together.
गुड रेस तो सचिन यहाँ पे गुड रेस फरारी के लिए तो गुड रेस था नहीं बट अगर रेस की बात करें तो यहाँ पे तेरे को लगता है पेरेज जीतना चाहिए था पेरेज बहुत अच्छा था क्वालिफाइंग में यार पेरेज का रेस था ये
हाँ पेरेज का रेस लग रहा था क्वालिफाइंग तक लेकिन बाद में हम लोग देखेंगे तो स्पीड जो फैक्टर था वो मैक्स के पास ज्यादा था ऐसा लग रहा था रेस
लेकिन उसने ओवरटेक तो किया था ना फर्स्ट
ओवरटेक किया था लेकिन वो बाकू सर्किट का एक मेरे को लगता है हमेशा का कुछ ट्विस्ट रहता है वो फर्स्ट टर्न ही है क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम भी परेज जीता वो फर्स्ट टर्न में हैमिल्टन ने गलती कर दिया इसलिए परेज आगे निकल गया ये टाइम भी उसने सही किया एकदम आगे चला गया लेकिन जो पेस कंसिस्टेंसी रखना मांगता था वो हुआ नहीं उसके और मैक्स ने उसने ओवरटेक कर दिया तो मेरे को लग रहा है लेकिन मैक्स बहुत मतलब ओवरकम किया उसको ऐसा लग रहा है तो ओवरऑल मैक्स का ही रेस था ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है और दूसरा सरप्राइजिंग लग रहा है मेरे को गैजली ये रेस में बहुत सही था क्योंकि गैजली ने ये रेस में सबसे लास्ट तो मतलब अनलकी था फिनिश नहीं कर पाया कुछ रेस में 0 पॉइंट्स था ये रेस में अचानक से उसे 10 पॉइंट मिला लास्ट टाइम का वो मेरे को लास्ट टाइम उसको पोडियम मिला था बाकू में शायद इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग थर्ड था शायद वो ना टाइम वो मेरे को लगता है वो दो सेबेस्टियन वेटेल और गैजली वो दोनों वो कॉन्फिडेंस लेके लगता है ट्रैक पे उतरे थे तो दोनों ने अच्छे पॉइंट स्कोर किए ये रेस में ये प्लस पॉइंट रेस का बोल सकते हैं
जो भी है मतलब अभी है मतलब पेरेस का रेस पेस नहीं है बट वो तो है मीडियम टायर्स पे उनको पेस नहीं आ रहा था बिकॉज पेरेस को मीडियम टायर्स पे नहीं है जैसा डैनियल को भी नहीं आ रहा था बट यहाँ पे टॉक अबाउट फरारी आगे तो फरारी का बात करें तो फरारी भाई चार्ल्स लेक्लर्क ने 5 पोल मारा है यार 5 पोल मार के उसने एक भी रेस जीता नहीं है ऐसा एक ही बंदा था जो 2002 में पाब्लो मोंटोयो था जिसने 5 पोल मारा था लेकिन रेस नहीं जीता था लेकिन मोंटोयो मतलब उसका गाड़ी रिलायबल था नहीं था बट फरारी है फरारी इस बार फास्ट है और लेक्लर्क ऐसे सर्किट्स पे पोल मार रहा है जिसमें भाई पोल मारते ही आदमी जीतता ही है तो यहाँ पे तेरे को लगता है फरारी का इस बार दोनों डीएनएफ होने के बाद इनका थोड़ा अभी बोलते ना फेवरेट का टैग निकल गया है
ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम उन लोग का स्ट्रेटेजी था वो थोड़ा गलत हो गया था उन्होंने थोड़ा एक गलती कर दिया और ये टाइम मेरे को लगता है गाड़ी का टेक्निकल एरर तो आता ही है स्पोर्ट तो जेन्युइनली उसमें कुछ ना कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम आएंगे लेकिन जो पेस हम लोग ने क्वालिफाइंग में देखा और जो परफॉर्मिंग लेक्लर्क ने दिया तो ऐसा लगता नहीं फेरारी ये मतलब ये बैकफुट पे जाएगा वो हमेशा आगे ही रहेगा उनको थोड़ा अपना स्ट्रेटेजी पे थोड़ा ध्यान देना जरूरी है ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है क्योंकि दोनों ड्राइवर अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं थोड़ा लक फैक्टर है उसमें ज्यादा लेकिन टेक्निकली देखेंगे तो कार तो फास्ट ही है एज कम्पेयर टू रेड बुल मतलब सेम ही है ऑलमोस्ट सेम चल रहे दोनों भी तो मेरे को लग रहा है फेरारी कम बैक कर सकता है एज एनी पॉइंट ऐसा मेरा थॉट
करना तो चाहिए क्योंकि जो 2 हॉर्स रेस था अभी 3 हॉर्स रेस हो गया मैंने बोला था पेरेज आ सकता था 3 हॉर्स रेस में एंड Ruben if you look at the image that we saw on the screen right now so the top 5 जॉर्ज रसल इज 4, मतलब मर्सिडीज के लिए जॉर्ज रसल इज 4. विल टॉक अबाउट जॉर्ज रसल, डेडिकेटेड सेगमेंट है उसका. एंड कार्लोस साइंस इज स्टक एट 83. Now, this is very clear indication that Ferrari, for some way, is not able to break the jinx. You're not able to finish your car. You're coming in the top 3 in every race in qualifying. Sainz in top 3, but he's not able to finish a race. Whatever reason, he's now 4th. He's behind the Mercedes, which is very slow. Do you think now Ferrari has to step up here, because they'll start losing ground, and Charles Leclerc is already 3rd now in the championship?
Correct. Yeah, because when they Ferrari definitely have to step up. But also, I think this year, if you look at it, also Ferrari have the fastest car. I say on paper they have the fastest car. In fact, when the year started, also they had the fastest car. They had the most potential to go front. But I think one thing which Ferrari has been lacking is it has not been in the front for many years. It has not been a top performing team like Mercedes, like Red Bull. So I think it is not for some reason I feel that they to be a top team you need to be 100% in every single race, in every single department, whether it's a strategy, whether it's reliability, it is speed, qualifying, race, or your drivers. But I think and if you are fighting for championship, you cannot afford to make so many mistakes, which I think Ferrari has not been in the front, and it is competing right now in the front for with the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes after quite some years. So I think that is one thing also to be seen. I think Red Bull and all are much well-oiled machines. If they see a problem, they rectify the problem very well. Because the first 2 races also, I think Red Bull had some reliability problems, and both their drivers also had retired from the race. Then they got on the top of it, and uske baad there has been no issue at all with their car. So I think Ferrari needs to definitely step up the game, and I think for me it is at least they have the second best driving pair, I think, after Mercedes. And I think now it's sitting because Red Bull also, Sergio Perez also stepped up. So yes, I think I have to count that also. But they have a very good driving pair, but they need to bring in their 100% every single race, and then you will see Ferrari fighting in the front. But I think yes.
Yeah, because Leclerc was leading Verstappen after 3-4 races by 43 points, and now it has reversed. He is leading, Verstappen is leading Leclerc by 34 points. So 43 ka 34 to ho gaya, and it is a very short span of time, and the season is still very long. We are not even halfway through the season, so we can see this 34-43 going back and forth. And Perez second pe hai, bhai. Perez reliable hai. Perez is coming second, third, और एक win बीच में मार लेता है. So now it is very much a 3-horse race. Do you all think it is a 2-horse or 4-horse race?
I think it's a 3. It could be become a 3-horse race or a 4-horse race also. But it is a 3-horse race because I think Perez is very, very comfortable with this year's Red Bull car. He likes it. It's not like last year's car where he still had some problems in certain races. Especially his qualifying was not very great last year. His race pace was very good. He was very good with tires. But this year he is on top of the game even in qualifying also. I think he's very, very comfortable with this car. No mistakes at all. No mistakes. So it is it's definitely, and plus you have Mr. Russell also finishing so high up the thing. You never know what if Mercedes maybe solve their porpoising issue, whatever issue they have, it can very well become a 4-leg race also.
Yeah. So Sachin, तेरा को लगता है ये टॉप 3 में रहेगा क्या? रसल साइंस में से कोई 14 कंटेंडर बन जाएगा?
रसल हो सकता है भाई, जितना लक फेरारी का एकदम खराब चल रहा है ना, उतना ही लक रसल का अच्छा चल रहा है, ऐसा हम लोग बोल सकते हैं।
वो ले लेता है उनका पोडियम।
छीन लेता है, देखना भाई, दो जन आउट हो गए, उसको पोडियम मिल गया। मतलब इतना कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मेंस किसी ने दिया नहीं रहेगा आज तक, मतलब कंटिन्यूस टॉप 5 में आ रहा है और बहुत मतलब सही लग रहा है। लेकिन 3-horse रेस ही रहेगा मेरे को लग रहा है, क्योंकि पॉइंट डिफरेंस बहुत है और मर्सिडीज को अभी थोड़ा अपना कार में थोड़ा और कुछ सही करना पड़ेगा ताकि वो थोड़ा उसका टेक्निकल इश्यूज से ओवरकम हो जाए। लेकिन लेट्स सी, हो सकता है।
अभी रसल पे ये तो रसल का ही बात करते हैं यार। मतलब जितने भी पॉडकास्ट बनाए, वी हैव हैड रसल एज वन डेडिकेटेड सेगमेंट, एंड लास्ट पॉडकास्ट डिड नॉट गो लाइव, बट नाउ 8 रेसेस, टॉप 5, लाइक कंसिस्टेंसी ड्राइवर का तो अलग से, मर्सिडीज का भी कंसिस्टेंसी, लक का भी कंसिस्टेंसी यार, कोई उसको ठोक भी नहीं रहा है, कोई टायर पंचर भी नहीं है। तेरे को क्या लगता है, मतलब अभी ये उसका गोल्डन पीरियड चालू है या उसका लकी पीरियड चालू है? क्योंकि मर्सिडीज अभी खराब गाड़ी है अभी तक।
नहीं, खराब गाड़ी नहीं लग रहा मेरे को, लेकिन जिस हिसाब से वो चला रहा है, लेकिन वो भी क्वालिफाइंग में अच्छा कर रहा है ना, वो ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते। और लक तो मेरे को लग रहा है उसका लक बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, जब उसने मर्सिडीज साइन किया उधर से उसका लक चालू हो गया ऐसा लग रहा है मुझको। तो ओवरऑल मेरे को देखते हैं अभी लेट्स सी अगला रेसेस में अगर वो टॉप 5 कंसिस्टेंट ऐसा ही लक रहेगा तो टॉप 5 में आ जाएगा, लेकिन
एंड
ओवरऑल
टॉप 5 तो है रूबिन, इफ यू नो नाउ जॉर्ज रसल इज ही इज फिनिश्ड इन टॉप 5 ऑल द 8 रेसेस। ओके, ये तो एक अलग ये साल का रिकॉर्ड है, बट ही हैज फिनिश्ड एवरी सिंगल लैप ऑफ एवरी रेस। ही इज द ओनली ड्राइवर,
ओके,
बिकॉज़ शार्ल लेक्लर्क हार गया इस बार। ही इज द ओनली ड्राइवर टू फिनिश एवरी सिंगल लैप ऑफ द रेस। बाकी लोग क्या वन लैप डाउन हो जाता तो उन लोग एक लैप वैसे भी कम होता है। सो नाउ ही इज अ लीडिंग रेसर in terms of laps covered. Do you think now Mercedes should focus on George Russell now? That yes, let's move on and keep him the what's it, the contender in future.
Yes, because George Russell, he is at his prime right now. I think every driver, they have like a life circle when they come into Formula One, and the first 2 years they spent trying to get understanding Formula One and understanding the cars, understanding how to work with the team, understanding how to communicate well with the engineers, get the best out of the car possible. So George Russell has been in Formula One, I don't know how many years has been, maybe 3 years at least 3 years he has been in Formula One, 3 or 4, and 2. So he spent 2 in Williams. 2 years he was in Williams. So I think it's his 3rd or his 4th year, but he is at his prime right now. I think it was the 3rd year or 4th year in Formula One where Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc also started shining. Charles, So I think this is his prime when he is right now. So and Mercedes also and Toto Wolff also have kept him very long inside Williams, and he has been primed also. Like he was ready all those years in Williams, and I think definitely now George Russell would be like the future and he is the driver who's getting the most out of this Mercedes car. So I think Mercedes will are putting all their money behind George Russell, which is the right thing to do.
Because वैसे भी उनका जो main contender है, the top guy is complaining of back pains. So either he's actually complaining of back pains, which Christian Horner does not believe. Christian Horner तो सीधा बोलता है कि अगर मेरा गाड़ी खराब है तो मैं भी मेरा ड्राइवर को कंप्लेन करने बोलेगा, अरे मेरा पीठ दुख रहा है, मेरा हाथ दुख रहा है. And Lewis Hamilton is getting old. He is now approaching 40s, and he's not able to take the stress because the young drivers have not complained. So there are drivers who are complaining of porpoising and the street circuits being hard, like Verstappen saying that Baku track needs to be layout has to be different. Alonso said, Gasly said that Baku was very difficult when it comes to porpoising, but Lewis Hamilton was suffering from back pains. So this is something that I have to look out, because after 2 weeks you are not that fit, and now they are going to Canada. You don't have even 7 days to recover because you travel in 2 days. You go for practice 3 days before. So you don't have even 3 full days to recover. Do you think now this Lewis Hamilton is making up this back pain thing, or porpoising is actually affecting him?
See, that is a trick now that both Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton are known to play. Like they, in fact, back in the years also when they were winning and they used to win every single race, they used to after the first practice sessions before the season used to begin, the practice before the season, they used to always play down. They used to say that this is the problem with the car, this is the thing, and they used to do a lot of sandbagging and all that.
Sandbagging, yeah.
That is a tactic that both play, Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton play, and you can't say also. It might be a genuine issue also. But when it comes to porpoising, I think if you see the Ferrari cars also, the Ferraris they have a lot of porpoising. I think if you see when they go down the straight also, they also have a lot of porpoising, but that porpoising doesn't affect their speed. That is the difference between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. The Mercedes has a lot of porpoising and it slows them down. But the Ferraris also have it, but I think somehow they managed to get the use of porpoising to their benefit. But I don't see Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz complaining so much about any physical pain that they have.
Yeah,
and,
actually, yeah.
So you can't say it can very well be that only.
Let's see if Canada is a circuit, but it is as good as a street race only, because the roads are very narrow. It is actually a street race. They have made an island over there. They have not made a circuit. तो सचिन तेरे को लगता है ये लुइस हैमिल्टन यार बुढ़ा हो गया भाई, यार आयोडेक्स लगा के गाड़ी चलाना चाहिए, या सच में है तकलीफ है?
नहीं, एक्चुअली 7 टाइम वर्ल्ड चैंपियन है, अगर वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर पा रहा है तो थोड़ा तो उसको कुछ तो दिखाना पड़ेगा, ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है. कुछ तो रीजन दिखाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि सेम कार रसेल चला रहा है, सेम कार हैमिल्टन चला रहा है. उसमें भी सेम इश्यूज रहेंगे जो रसल फेस कर रहा है, लेकिन रसल देखेंगे तो उसका कंसिस्टेंसी मतलब देखेंगे, जो रिजल्ट देखेंगे उसको कंपेयर करेंगे तो मेरे को लगता नहीं कि हैमिल्टन थोड़ा बुढ़ा हो गया था मैं बोल सकता हूँ, क्योंकि उसका एज है कि रसल 20s में है, वो 40s में, यार थोड़ा तो एज मैटर करता रहेगा ना इस चीज में। तो कार का भी इशू है लेकिन उसका एज का भी इशू है, ऐसा दोनों इशू मेरे को लग रहा है कि उसने जेन्युइनली, और सिर्फ सर्किट, अभी इतना जन बोल रहे कि सर्किट को थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, जो बाउंसी रहता है ट्रैक, तो उसका इफेक्ट तो आना है जेन्युइनली, ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है।
चल अगर हैमिल्टन से बुड्ढे से निकल के दूसरा बुड्ढे की बात करें, डैनियल रिकार्डो, बुड्ढा इतना नहीं है डैनियल रिकार्डो बेचारे को लैंडो के पीछे था, वो फास्ट था और उन्होंने उसको ओवरटेक करने दिया नहीं, और वो उसने बोला फास्टर, और फिर उन्होंने बोला नहीं दिस इज रेस स्ट्रेटेजी, तू मत जा आगे। और फिर बाद में सडनली लैंडो फास्ट था और डैनियल रिकार्डो मीडियम टायर पे था, और फिर लैंडो को आगे जाने दिया, फिर लैंडो को गुस्सा आया, तो फाइनली रिकार्डो ने 8th पोजीशन पे आके ना 4 पॉइंट ले लिया। फिर लग रहा है रिकार्डो अभी भी कंफर्टेबल नहीं है क्या, ये रेस खत्म होने के बाद उसको कॉन्फिडेंस आया है आगे जाने के लिए?
नहीं, मेरे को नहीं लग रहा अभी तक भी रिकार्डो अपना गाड़ी के साथ सिंक्रोनाइज हो गया है, क्योंकि जो उसका परफॉर्मेंस कंसिस्टेंटली पुअर ही है, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है। उसको तो वो एक बीच में कुछ आर्टिकल पढ़ा था कि उसके जो मैक्लैरेन का कार है उसके ड्राइविंग स्टाइल के लिए सुटेबल नहीं है, ऐसा वो एक आर्टिकल बता रहा था। तो मे भी मेरे को लगता है वही एक रीजन रहेगा कि वो कार को अभी तक पढ़ नहीं पाया, जज नहीं कर पा रहा है, उसको चला नहीं पा रहा है। तो मेरे को लगता है कि उसको चेंज करना चाहिए, ऐसा लग रहा है मेरे को। और मे बी एज फैक्टर नहीं रहेगा क्योंकि उसका ड्राइविंग स्टाइल अच्छा है, उसका सब अच्छा है, लेकिन वो कार के साथ सुटेबल नहीं, ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है अभी तक।
What do you think, Ruben? So Ruben, Lando has scored points in 6 races and Ricciardo has scored points in only 2 races. Do you think he's still getting in touch with that car, or there is still that they should move on from next year?
So I think he's definitely not in tune with his car. I think he has not been in tune with the car ever since he got into the McLaren seat. But I think he is improving, and that's what at least the talks have been, that he has just slowly started improving, and the way he communicates to his drivers and the feedback he has been giving, they have been taking some of the feedback and trying to make special setup changes only for Daniel Ricciardo. So I don't know, I think maybe that might work. But then regarding his contract, so I was just reading somewhere that Daniel, he has a contract till 2023, and the termination is one-sided. So that is the termination is not by McLaren. The termination is Ricciardo. So only Daniel can terminate the contract. Only Daniel can terminate the contract. McLaren cannot terminate the contract. But what? Yes. So, but what Zach Brown and all, they have been discussing, and they're saying that. So I think they will really have a discussion with Daniel if his season doesn't go well or it continues as it is. Whether he wants to continue in that position, and he wants to continue racing in that manner, for another 1 more year. So I think the choice will now be left to Daniel whether he wants to continue racing. But I don't think McLaren, from at least what the talk is, and that McLaren will be able to terminate it. I think it will only be by Daniel. So we'll have to wait and see how he performs and whether he wants to continue performing, first of all, at this level.
Let's see. If he performs good for the sport, people like Danny. And we are little bit we are extending sessions going long, so we'll go a little cut short. Canada starting in a couple of days. Who do you think which car will be better? Which driver will be much fresher in Canada? And don't tell me the Canadian points, Stroll and Latifi.
I think they crashed together, no? Once in Canada itself.
What together?
It was a big crash.
I don't know. Yeah.
Some years ago, it was very funny.
Rich boys.
But I think Canada has a lot of straights. So I think if it has a lot of straights, I think it will suit the Red Bull car, because the Red Bull is faster in the straight, and the Ferrari has a lot more downforce. So I think since there are a lot of straights in this track, I think the Red Bull car will be suited better. So I will go for Max Verstappen for a win, and I think it will be another Red Bull 1-2, quite probably.
Sachin,
let's go for Perez then.
Perez, I see.
But we want some, मतलब Ferrari ने कुछ अच्छा स्ट्रेटेजी करना चाहिए यार। हमेशा मतलब वन साइडेड रेस देखने में मजा नहीं आता, थोड़ा एक्शन चाहिए, ड्रामा चाहिए। लेकिन देखते हैं अभी, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस।
मुझे लगता है कि I think it is a race where the overtaking is difficult. So if someone like this time Sainz gets a pole, they should get that victory, Ferrari victory after 5 races.
Yeah,
तो
and Ferrari I think
तुमको
has
क्या
the
लगता है?
Ferrari also has the track record, no? The most number of wins for a constructor, and I think the last race also was won by Vettel and Ferrari, and I think Schumacher has the record over there.
Schumacher has the record. 5-6 तो जीता ही रहेगा. He has a track record for one of the layouts in Canada.
Yes.
Anyways, I guess it's time up. We had a very good discussion, and we'll be back. I guess you have someone sitting in the stands in Canada, Ruben, for Canada.
Yes, I think we have somebody who might be joining us from somebody who will be going live to the Canadian Grand Prix, and he will be giving his inputs and his talk about how the live experience was at the Canadian Grand Prix. So that will be interesting to watch out.
If that happens, it will be good. We'll have a very first-hand experience from the track because we are not going to see racing anywhere in the near future in India. So we need foreign nationals to give us more inputs. And yes, and we'll be back, I guess, to discuss how the Canada goes ahead, because then we'll have a 2 weeks break after that. So yes, thanks Ajin, thanks Ruben, and thanks everyone for watching the Race Marshals. To everyone out there, we may try to get the live stream on for Canada GP, which starts Sunday 11:30. If not, then we will surely have a post race for Canada. Or tab tak ke liye keep liking, keep sharing, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys for watching the Race Marshals.